Hello anybody, I'm Don Polec and welcome to another edition of the History of My World, where we look back at some of the fun stories and memorable moments I've shared with you in the evening news. Now sometimes these stories, when we were in the process of doing them, we had to overcome challenges and obstacles and no one could throw roadblocks in our way better than the federal government. Even when they invited us to do the story, we got a letter from the Department of Defense inviting us to cover their new unveiling of a stealth jet fighter. Now this was in the early 90s when stealth technology was new. Nobody had heard of this before. A plane that's invisible to radar, that can't be seen by enemy. This is really cool. Well, this was the first time it was publicly displayed at an air show. So they invited us down to cover it, but they had a few restrictions. We couldn't take pictures of it from close up. We couldn't show the inside. We couldn't touch it. We couldn't ask about it. There wasn't much left to do a story on, but rather than get upset at all of these restrictions, we decided to have some fun with it.
Its sleek profile already the stuff of modern aviation legend, the swooping arc of the F-117 stealth fighter, the military's radar invisible warplane, was the center of attention arriving at Willow Grove today.
I didn't see it.
No, I didn't really.
I didn't see it fly in.
All right, it works. And considering how many millions we've spent on the thing, it's
over there.
It's good to finally see it. Which armchair flyboys will be able to do for free, close up, all weekend long at the Willow Grove Naval Air Station's annual air show. Sort of a chance for the taxpayer to examine the goods that, in fact, you and I have been paying for a lot longer than we thought.
Since 1982, it's been operational. It was secret for 8 years. Nobody knew about it.
We strictly flew it at nighttime only, never flew it in the daytime, just for that reason.
Which means that very few people have ever seen it, but right here on Action News, we are going to give you a look for the first time inside the cockpit of the stealth fighter. Now, this is something, of course, that KGB agents a number of years ago would have loved to have gotten a look at, and this is the first time that people in the Delaware Valley will actually get to be able to see inside to a cockpit whose instrument panel might not be what people expect, but nonetheless reflects the most highly advanced computerized components that also provide for an ease of operation in flying the craft. And all this, of course, represents state-of-the-art advancements that necessarily had to be classified until now.
Now we're able to bring it to air shows and let people see it. We have a flyby scheduled for Saturday and Sunday, and again, it still is highly classified, but at least now you can take pictures of it and see it up to within 20 feet.
So how high can this thing fly?
We can't really talk about that.
How fast can it go?
I'm sorry, that's classified.
What's its operational range?
That's top secret information.
How much fuel can it hold?
That hasn't been released yet.
What's the air pressure in the tires?
That's classified.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
We really can't talk about that. This is all still very top secret information.
Wow.
See, it's the first time it's been to Willow Grove, and I think most people are starting to get a feel for it.
So while you may not get much information, you sure will get an eyeful this weekend at the Naval Air Station here in Willow Grove. What's your favorite color?
Again, we really can't talk about that.
I'm Don Polec, Channel 6 Action News.
I was kind of lucky to be working with a photographer named John Foyt that day who had a real stick-it-to-the-man attitude about him, and it was his idea to do the shot of the cockpit. Now, they wouldn't allow us to take a picture inside the cockpit, so he said, hey, instead, let's show the inside of a 1957 Oldsmobile, you know what I mean? That'll show them, which we had there. I mean, there was an oldies radio station, had their mascot car, on site for, part of the air show festival. And so we parked it where he could get a shot of me looking in the window with nothing but sky behind me, and he pans over and you see the AM radio and the ashtray and all that. I don't know if anybody in the Defense Department even noticed that, but well, in any case, we didn't get in any trouble, so it worked out quite well. Anyway, if you enjoyed seeing this story and you'd like to see more like it, well, come on over to my YouTube channel, Don Polec's World TV, and hit subscribe. You'll have a lot of fun. And in the meantime, I will continue to look back into the archives for other stories from the history of my world. Until then, I'm Don Polec. See you next time.